disorder cannot get out of bed. And I thought, oh my God, that could be me. My determination to never end up like my mother and my Scottish pride got me out of bed every day. That being said, I have now granted myself permission to stay in bed when I need to. And I'm okay with that. It's called a PJ day. And I don't beat myself up for it. And in fact, sometimes I even plan them just so that I know I can take out and time out. And I will put, a notice on my social media to say, don't bug me. All right. Oh my gosh, if you've ever done it, you know yoga is the bomb. It does so much for so many. When I first started yoga, I was doing it from the chair, and now I do it flat out on the floor, and that's only been a couple of years. But more importantly, I created a network of the women that I do my yoga with, who check in on me on a regular basis. I probably told them more than I told the people I'm closest to. There's something about that, right? I don't have to harm them because they don't love me like you guys do. Well, they probably do now, because I love them. Anyway, they were part of my network, so every Thursday I knew that I was getting checked in. This, after only having one lung since 2001, this was where I learned to breathe. Only a couple of years ago now, I learned to breathe. And you can breathe really well with one lung, as long as you don't move too much. And then from there, mindfulness and meditation. I'm telling you, we are so lucky in this community to have this free. Mindfulness and meditation is run, if you don't know, through the LHIN. Your doctor can refer you. There are people in this room doing it right now. I did it last year for 10 weeks. 10 weeks? Yeah. And completely changed my life. Completely. I would not be standing here today if I hadn't done that. So I began that in March. We lost Kathy in May. So I had a bit of a setback there. Did some rest. I was supported by people through that loss, but I was supporting people as well. I spoke at Kathy's service and felt I needed to do something with this. I needed her life and my illness to carry on with something. We all need this in our lives somewhere. And I just need to take that energy. People just don't die. I just don't believe that. We've got to carry on with what they believed with, and I want to take that on. And Dan's an amazing support and help, and you guys are all behind me, and I'm not going to let this just lie flat because there's only 10 of you in the room right now. It's going somewhere, and I am determined to make that happen. It really was that. It really was. I read that now and I go, yeah, it really took minutes. While I was standing at the funeral, I was like reading this passage, and I was like, okay. In my brain, I was like, this is the most peaceful I've ever felt. And again, I feel it again today. I guess I'm a girl that likes a mic. I don't know. I have a lot of ideas, and it's really hard not to jump way ahead and do all these other things like, marketing and to do like, bottles and mugs and like just go crazy and do all these things. And I will, but I don't have to do it today. Today I just need to talk and get the message out there. that mental illness is an illness. So I got to start somewhere, and here we are. All right, trust. Another really good Prozac. The biggest thing was I trusted myself. Once that began, and talking to friends and family and professionals, the validation that I got from everyone was really easy. It was, they didn't run away from me despite my fears that people might, that I would be left to my own. Yeah, I could do my job. I started to think, ooh, I can do my job. And I can do it this way now. This is pretty freaking exciting because I really love to help people. And this is my life's passion now, doing this. But I really love doing my job too, the one that pays the bills. And I started to trust other people that, you know, they weren't going to bail out on me, and I trust that they will tell me the truth, and if they choose to, that's none of my business. If they choose not to, that's none of my business. But I will always tell you the truth, and sometimes it's pretty rough. Yeah, so Kathy passed in May, and 3 weeks later my mom passed away. Brought me relief, not gonna lie. Not Kathy. That'll never be okay, but the other part definitely brought me relief. But I got through it, and I did it without a lot of symptoms, so I knew I was starting to cope again. Woo-hoo. Peace and a plan. So when you meditate, you feel quite peaceful. When you do yoga, you feel quite peaceful. When you sing your ever-loving guts out, you feel quite peaceful. And when you exercise, you will feel quite peaceful. I'm sure you can do all those things and not feel peaceful, but at the same time, I chose to feel peaceful. And that's where the mindfulness comes in. Once I trusted, I returned to peace and confidence. Confidence was a big deal. So I knew it was time to make a plan. Am I going to go back to this job? Am I going to look at other opportunities? I really felt like I could do my job and another one, and I was feeling pretty invincible there for a while. I was ready to get back to work. I knew that getting back to work was part of my wellness. I know that sounds weird, but it was. And once I got back to work, I knew I wanted to get moving on this. It's really important to me. I know I'm not alone. More and more people, I've had more people sit around my dining room table that are in this room right now that have suffered and are suffering that I knew wouldn't get across the threshold here today. But, you know, that's part of their plan, is to get through the next time. And that's, you know, a big reason why we're videotaping, and I'm just realizing my back's been to Lucas this entire time. So that people can watch online when we get it up. I really want to erase the stigma in my field. I really want to. There is so much around first responders. There's still a lot of work that needs to happen around first responders. I consider us 1.5 responders or second responders. The stuff that we see and hear, I always said to people that I had a switch that I turned off and on. Turned on during work hours, turned off during off hours, but my switch broke. And I couldn't control how I felt anymore at work or at home. but now it's back. Thank God. Or I would be, welcome to Walmart is what I would be doing right now. No more Scottish pride, that's gotta go. Please. So the plan. So we got all the players at the table, me, my doctor, my insurance company, my employer. It was a beautiful thing. It was one of the things that I feared the most in the early days, and I was like, you know what, people, this is the way it is. Either like it or lump it, because this is how I plan to move forward with my life. If you want to be involved in that or have me involved in yours, then this is how we're going to do it. And basically, I said that, and everybody else advocated for me. I didn't have to fight as much as I was expecting to. It was beautiful. I had absolutely no anxiety going back to work. I was ready. I mean, the first day I was like, oh God. But I mean, it takes 3 minutes to walk from the door into the desk. And I was fine. I went back very graduated and learned really quickly the benefits of an afternoon nap. And did I sleep that first month back? Oh, it's shocking how fatigued you are when you do start back to work. It was surprising. And I know somebody else in my life that's experiencing that right now. After a year off work in my life, basically, I was back and I was way better than I could ever imagine. I can't even tell you how great my life is now and how I feel inside here. It's amazing. It's time for me to share this message. I'm someone that when I know better, I do better. When I experience something and learn from it, I feel an obligation to share it, because that was part of the validation that I received, and I want to share that with you and whoever might want to hear it someday. Knowing you're not alone is key. There's no judgment here. Love you all. Namaste. So, do you have any questions? Q&A. Please. Tammy.
Hi.
Hi.
Do you think you mentioned that you were so concerned about looking weak that you never wanted to be weak? Do you think part of that may stem from the fact that you were always the person who had to take care of people?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I can share a story. When I was 10 years old, my father, who was like 6'5", 300 pounds, was harming my mom, who was all of 5 feet tall. And I was 10 years old. I grabbed a plastic baseball bat and I hit him over the head. And he never touched her again. So it was a big, powerful impact on me that I had that kind of power. And so I started caretaking my brothers, and yeah, definitely. I knew that I had control over this big man, right? So it makes you know that you can do it. It makes you feel like you can take on the world, right? And people, it used to be I watch myself. This is another thing I'm mindful of all the time now, but it took somebody to say it to me, is that when I start talking, when people ask me how I'm doing, I will say fine and immediately turn it back to them. So I don't have to talk about myself. And I social work them, right? Yeah. Thanks. That's a good question. Thank you. Anybody else? Comments? Daniel.
You mentioned for getting help, you can't with an advocate. Who would be an advocate for someone?
I certainly would look to your family and friends first. Somebody that knows the system. I can steer people in the right direction. I am not going to take that job on for people. Hallelujah. And there's always your doctor will set you up with case management through the LHIN, or you can go to CMHA, Canadian Mental Health Association, and get a case manager through them. Come on, y'all. Lucas.
What do you do when you have to deal with someone who makes a stigma comment? How do you handle it?
The worst person has been me. So I have to smack myself in the head, and I don't do it anymore. But it's happened in the last couple of years. It's happened for years, but it became more personal, obviously, in the last couple of years. And I educate people. So I basically tell them it's not. And if it's a man, which sometimes it is, and that's not a sexist comment, that is a macho thing who will make these comments, and I talk to them about Michael Landsberg. Most guys who are sports-minded know who he is. And I tell them stories, and his big thing that he pushes for is hockey players that often end up with head injuries and end up with mental illness as a result of that. So, I educate people. That's what I do. And I try, there have been times where I've snapped at people about it because I just think it's 2018, people. But it's not reality. So that's why I'm taking this loving approach to hopefully wiping it out, or contributing to it anyway. Yeah. Thanks.
I think when people address you yourself or somebody else in that negative fashion, that's their own fear.
Absolutely. Yep. And that's why education is key, right? Yeah. Tam?
What do you think would be the most helpful thing that you could do for someone who's dealing with a situation like you did?
Mhm.
Like, if you love somebody who's going through that, what's the best thing someone can do to help?
The best thing is to be there. Don't try and fix it. That's probably the best thing, is don't try and fix it. Don't try to, make them laugh. Some people tried that with me. It doesn't work. It actually is disrespectful. I felt very disrespected. Don't try to cheer them up, because it's debilitating, and So in terms of the best way to support them is to go with them to the doctor. Because you don't remember a damn thing you said, and you don't remember what they're saying back to you. I have such a great doctor who we email. So I always I was during that period, I was coming back home and I was emailing him and saying, so what did you say about this part? Yeah, and he would just email me back. And yeah, because then I know I'm very lucky. I know it's rare, but it's getting better. It is getting better in the medical field, for sure. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have been able to be off for a year. He was, there's another one of my biggest fans right there. Mm-hmm. Did I answer that? Mm-hmm. Okay. Anybody else? Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for coming, Case. I hope. So how can you help? Tell the others. Tell everybody. Book me. I will talk to kids. I will talk to church groups. I will talk to the Lions Club. I'll talk to anybody. Truly. Your local community, whatever. hit that like on the Hello Beautiful page and the follow on Facebook. I'll end up eventually, we'll get a website up when we have some merchandise to sell. And this part is huge, huge. I want some feedback from y'all. What I could have done better, what I did well, what you would like to see from this. It's really important that I hear from Kathy's friends and family, and my friends and family, what you think I could be doing that would be beneficial. And when I know better, I do better. When I get suggestions that resonate with me, I share them. So I appreciate it. I really appreciate everyone coming today. Bunch of us are going out for dinner and drinks at 7:30 at Hot Belly Mama's. If you care to join us, please do. Thanks. I don't know how to turn this off.